Guys and dolls, just a wee quick one. I'm trying to chase a headache away. I've had a headache since I've woke up. So just a wee short one. And I just want to address because, you know, this is happening around me all the time. There's people that I know in Northern Ireland, people I know all up and down the breadth of England, friends, family. You know, everybody's saying revolution and civil war, and I just want to make this short video to quickly explain to you why one, yous are wrong, and two, the damage you're going to do. So please believe me, there's no civil war, there's no unrest, there's nothing like that. For all you know, the camps being built in Ireland and Wales will be for you. Okay? As soon as anybody comes onto the streets, as soon as there's anything that happens that riles everybody up and they come onto the street, all they're going to do is cattle you in. They're going to let you destroy whatever you want for 24 hours and they're going to come and arrest you all. After they've done that, anybody that reports on it, has filmed it or shared it online will also get arrested. They will then come down hard on every right-wing commentator, and that will be the last of any comfort or relief that you get from people like me who are going through exactly what you're going through, but are able to bring it to a platform and share that comfort with you. Can you imagine a world where you put on your YouTube and there's not one single right-wing commentator, but it's overwhelmed with all the left, because the left will come out and they will just have a laugh, and make money from it, and what you got to understand as well, right? So it's as simple as that, right? There's no revolution, there's no civil war, I don't know what you expect, civil war, like what would you, throwing bricks and stones? What's I don't understand where the concept's coming from, like a revolution and all that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yous all have been here long enough, and if yous haven't, I'm just going to remind yous that haven't been here long enough. The IRA were fighting the British government for the last 40, 50 years, and they didn't get anywhere. Men died in the hunger strikes. They still didn't get anywhere. They put a man in power. He was a politician. The people voted for him, and they still let that man die, Bobby Sands. We've been fighting the police every year for I don't know how long, since I don't know how small, over flags, over borders, over atrocities that were happening, over not being able to walk down a road that we've been walking down for 300 years, but because it was now a Catholic area, they were saying no. Things that has me grown up thought, oh, this is it. Oh, that's definitely it. But it never was. You know why it never was? Because they could never defeat the government. The government are too strong and too powerful. And this is a conservative government. And I use that word loosely, conservative. But we've now got this left pushing very extreme with freedom of speech and lying to people around the world that there's the freedom of speech is fine, yet they've got a man in jail in solitary confinement for making a documentary. And, telling President Zelensky that everybody in Britain is behind him, when everybody in Britain that we all see that on the streets are not. You go online and spend 5 minutes just looking in the comments of anything to do with Ukraine or anything to do with Labour, you can see nothing's fine in Britain right now. I've never seen so much anger. I've never seen so much anger. The closest we've ever came to this was Maggie Thatcher. That's the closest. But we're past all that now. The general threat on the streets is absolute rage at a Labour government. And it's the fact, you got to understand, it's not the fact that they're doing so much harm. It's the fact that they're lying to everybody around the world. Can you understand that whenever people do you wrong and then you see them run about telling everybody how good they are, can you see how that would make you feel personally? You're like, what? So this is what the nation's feeling like when they see this man who only 20% of the country voted for. And that's probably down to 10% now because he told so many lies to get in the power. So I hate to say this. I really do hate to say this, but there's nothing else. The evidence is there. Telling Zelensky that did you hear them cheers? I heard boos. I brought a video. I heard boos. You bust people in the cheer, but who bust in the booers? They came on their own will. Each person there walked or travelled there on their own will. Just like the Tommy Robinson rally, they all go there on their own will. They're not bust in like the left. We don't need to bus people in. See the difference? So I know what's going on the ground. I know what's going on through the societies, how people are feeling. I know whatever Labour government they're saying, it's the total opposite. And I don't know why they're lying to even the Muslim community the way they are, you know? Because if they were just honest and were saying, we're trying to make things better, which I understand, but you are making things worse. And you are meant to be intelligent, but you are creating such a big division, just like in Northern Ireland, which you've done with the Protestants and Catholics in the 60s, that brought us 50 years of absolute hell on earth. See what I mean? This is what, when I grew up, got brought up, I was born in 1970. I seen the remnants of Catholics and Protestants living together. There was still there is. This was the problem, because then they all started attacking each other. I'm growing up with that, seeing this division get grown in communities, and then to an extent where there was walls, 20-foot plus walls built to divide Protestants and Catholics, to divide Christians, in a Christian country. That's how extreme our government are. For political gains, they divided us through religion, and we are just as blame. We're so gullible, we didn't see what was happening. But now, and it's not shutting the door before, shutting the barn door when the horse is bolted, you know what I mean? It's nothing like that. At the end of the day, we've got a voice, we've got the vote, you know what I mean? We don't need a revolution, we don't need civil war, you just need to get up and vote. You just need to find out who your politicians are, who your councillors are, ask them the questions that matter to you, and if you don't get the right answers, find somebody else. Go round your friends, go round Facebook, go round social media, start up wee groups. If you start up a wee group, then a big group will bring you all together. Between you, find somebody that will represent your community. We've got to stop looking at the past and start looking at the future for our children. Okay? End of story. Nothing else needs to be done right now. We're talking about paying trillions for something that happened 100 years ago in some slave country that black people sold black people to us for, and we're having to pay now black people for that. And the British people were quite highly involved in stopping it all, but nobody ever thinks about saying thank you. Rather, they want us to pay out for something that apparently our ancestors done hundreds of years ago. I don't know enough about it to cover it, but it just sounds nuts, And we're all looking back there, but nobody's looking where my Lucky's going. What this place is going to be like when my Lucky's 20 years old, and that's the crime. Nobody seems to care about what it's going to be like when you're not here. Nobody seems to care what it's going to be like in Great Britain for our children. But you can vote. For too long, we've all not voted. Working class people, who could we vote for? We knew who these men were. We knew they never represented us. This is why we never went to the ballot box. But my God, we have to go now. We have to get our families, our friends. We need to talk to people and just be honest. Don't lie, no misinformation, no BS. Just be honest. Just tell people how you feel. That's it, guys. Live the night between 6:30, 7. Can't put a time down, but we're going to talk about what's been happening. Talking about my videos, and we'll talk about Paul. We'll cover about it because it's flying about at the minute. Paul's video last night, and we'll have a look at all that. We'll find out the implications and maybe what reasons, and we'll analyze it. You know what I mean? And it won't ever, we're not here. We're not picking on Paul. You know what I mean? This is the general consensus. There's a lot of people feeling like that, so we need to address it. I'm feeling like that, to be honest with you, sometimes, but I'm too strong, you know what I mean? My wee girl, I'm nothing against Paul, but Paul's kids are out now, so my kid's still here, and I've got no means of getting out of here, you know what I mean? So I have to fight for my child. We're skint. I've got to make the best for my daughter to give her the best life. She has to stay here right now. There's nothing else I can do about that. So that's why I'm doing this. I just want a good future for my daughter. I want her to have a choice to be a Christian, to enjoy the Christian life that I had. That's all. Like I say, my whole life was just formed around the church. Everybody went to church. It was amazing. and now things are changing, and it's scary. It's a bit scary for a Christian, you know. With my mental health and everything as well, it is scary. I am a wee bit scared. I've got a really sore head, and it's all because of what I'm thinking about the implications of yesterday and Windsor Castle. You know, it's just weird. It's strange, you know what I mean? The way it was been put across and stuff, and GB News covering it and everything, and hearing like the Al Akbar, whatever it is, that big like the chorus, the song sing that they do when they're doing prayer, the call to prayer. You know, it was just very strange. You know what I mean? It's not something I'm used to. I don't Doesn't make any sense why it's everywhere you looked yesterday. It was, you know, you had big massive celebrations in London. All like it was like Christmas Day. It was better on Christmas Day. It was better decorations than we had for the birth of Christ. It was like, as far as I'm concerned, my opinion. So yeah, it's a bit overwhelming and a wee bit, wow, what, you know, like I'm struggling to try and get people to come back to the church and they're promoting another religion. And as a Christian, it is concerning, you know, obviously, guys, I can't hide it. I'm not far right or racist. I love Muslims. But I love my religion. You know, that's all it is, guys. I just love my religion so much. I've been born and bred and breathe it, you know, and it's always been there. And just because of the lifestyle I had, I haven't been able to bring it out and flourish as a Christian. I wouldn't have survived. I wouldn't have survived the life I led trying to be like that. Maybe God would have protected me. I imagine God would have protected me. You know, I just didn't have the courage. Never had the courage. I still don't really have the courage to really, you know, but hopefully moving forward, God will give me the strength. And the more I read the Bible and the more I pray, I'll get stronger and stronger. But yeah, I'm Freedom Dad, guys. Sore head, stressed out, but anxious. But live tonight, need cheering up. All my love, God bless.